What the fuck? If you're fiending for something, I recommend you do something like that. Or maybe just spin around in a circle 1,000 times. That'll give you... that got me lightheaded. Dude, I used to make decisions just boom, just bam, boom, boom, boom. Just right off the rip, just straight from the heart. No mental sort of inquisition at all. No mental inquiry at all. Just straight from the heart, boom, bam. Trusting, faith, boom, and I like that. I more than like that. I love that. This is how I want to live my life. I want to live my life straight from the heart, always, all the time, for everything. The thing about living from the heart is that it's not always tactful, right? A kind of insignia of the heart is passion, and passion burns hot. And so depending on how close you are to it, it can burn you or it can warm you. And so I've definitely got to experience the sort of burning passions of the heart. Just having something to say that, oh God, I just know it's gonna burn people around me. Wait, why? Why do you think that? Why do you think it's gonna burn people around you? Because my whole everything always comes down to a lack of faith. Always, dude. Always. For the layman, please get into that for us, shall we? Lack of faith. It's like, dude, anytime I have to even inquire my mind, my mental game as to what kind of decision I need to make, I'm not operating under the sort of principle of life that I even want to. Now, here's a good question. Am I doing this? Do I do this because I'm just investing in a life that I'm investing in a skill set that I already know and I'm very good at and I happen to love, and that's just this is just how we should spend our lives? Or is my next progression through life to develop some kind of sharp intellect, to use my mind, to use my mental game, as opposed to, the sort of following of your passion, your heart. Let your heart guide you. I don't know. What I do know is they're just it's like that show Cat Dog. They're the heart and the mind, they're just one fucking entity. Siamese twin, just stuck together like one of those Sid toys from Toy Story. Just one fucked up thing. The heart mind. And one of them wants to pilot. Okay, so my heart is like always wanting to pilot, and then my mind is like there. Dude, my mind is lazy as shit. Come to think of it, my mind is like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll let him go. I'm not really jonesing to go anywhere or do much. So, just let the heart, do what the heart wants to do. Fuck it. And then every once in a while, he's like, whoa, I don't know about this one. I got some, whoa, think about this. And he's like, stop. And he's like pulling at the wheel from the passenger seat or the back seat or whatever. He's like, come on, no, not any more of this. And I'm there like, stop. Like, referee. I'm like a referee, like my dad. When my brother and I were younger. Shit, I don't want to play referee. You guys suck. You guys freaking suck. Don't want to be referee, man. Oh. Okay, so in the event that right now I am a father, I am my father in my father's predicament back when my brother and I were younger. I was the heart, he was the head. What would I do now about this? What kind of belief systems do I need to break into and rewire the coding to? What kind of things do I need to promote? What do I need to give punishment for? What do I need to encourage? Being a parent ain't so fucking easy, is it? Well, first of all, I wouldn't do what my dad did and tried to do the dad thing. I don't think I'd do that. I think my dad tried to assume some kind of fatherly role as opposed to just being the dad that he would have been. And it came from more of a planning place. Like, fathers do this. Fathers don't do this. As opposed to like, well, human beings are more like this. Fucking hell, dude. What the hell do I know? Well, what I do know is I'm currently going through something retarded. I'm going through something very, very retarded. I'm currently undergoing a crazy amount of mental RAM and decision fatigue and like a whole bottlenecking of my time and energy for what appears to me what I would consider to be something stupid. Dumb. Okay. Hear me out. I know everything happens in God's time. I know everything happens when things are supposed to happen, and that my all too human little self is like, I want things this way, I want them at this time, I want them to be efficient, I want them to be good, I want them to be, just however I want things to be that way. Right? You know this, I know this. But I know that things happen for you to grow from. Or I like to believe that things happen for you to grow from. And I know in my heart of hearts that I can't really expect anything out of life. I can't expect that because I plan on going to the gym and going for a walk and lifting weights and doing biceps, that's the plan, that when I get to the gym or I get to the walk or any of these things, that other things might occur to me. You know, other things might be highlighted on the path, you know? Just God's out there and he's like, yeah, you thought that was the plan. Here's something. Here's something. I'm going to bring this to your awareness right now. And here's your new path. And so I recognize this is like, there's always like these trapdoors and like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, that hidden Yu-Gi-Oh card faces that I'm stepping on. Just like wild grass Pokemon battles that I'm always stepping into. This is what my life is at this point. And it's like, I'm here, I'm trying to go to the grocery store and get some goddamn groceries! And my plight is that it's like, okay, go to the grocery store, get the stuff, go home, read your Bible, go home and learn some shit. What are you doing at the grocery store? Is there anything you really need? Or, like, what kind of principles are we operating under? I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the balance between all things right now. Like, if I go to the grocery store right now, money is tight in my life, okay? Money is tight in my life, and I've got to be making all too real human situational decisions for the life that I'm currently inside of. And so, I have to be smart with my money, or so I believe, right? Or so I believe. But how crazy is it to, like, not believe in that? That me living my life within the means of being cheap and frugal and, or, you know, you could say being smart and wise and discerning with my purchases, you know, however you want to shape it, is where my predicament is. God damn it. My bad, man. I'm in a flurry. I am in a flurry. It's like, I should go and get all the groceries that are on clearance and are on reduced prices while they are on clearance and while they are on reduced prices. That is like the smartest thing I can do if I want to stretch my money longer. And then there's also ideas that clash with that say, well, I mean, you have to really, you can't really believe, you shouldn't believe in the sort of, you shouldn't believe in the ideas that money is some kind of valuable resource. It's not like time, okay? Money, you can make more money. This is not an issue. But you can't make more time. Money, you can find yourself in the places where it rains and you can stand under, you know, where the cash flow falls. And you can build up, you know, whatever sort of money there is to garner, to play with, okay? It's just a resource. It grows on trees. This is a resource that grows on trees. Are you aware of that? And so for you to be so frugal about it, maybe we're just playing small-minded games. Maybe we're just worried about the wrong things. I like that idea because it stresses me out less and it calms me down and it gives me a sense of like, oh yeah, true. It does grow on trees. And it is a resource that is, and I was thinking refundable, but it's like you can grow it. You can grow this resource. You can burn it all and then just, there's more. But time? No. Time, once that time is gone, that time is gone. And whatever that time was filled with, and eventually becomes some kind of memory or experience that will either help you or haunt you. And, or maybe some kind of like blend, you know, some kind of like melancholic, bittersweet kind of thing. Wow, this part was good, and this part was happy, but it made me sad. It left things to be desired in my life. I wanted more out of that in my life. I wouldn't call it pathetic, but damn, I really hoped you could have done it. Anyways, so what's on my mind now? Oh, what's on my mind now is the idea that it's like, if you have, there's a funny thing about faith or just trusting, God or the universe, that it's like, well, if you really trust, then why wouldn't you just be happy all the time? If you really did have faith, why wouldn't you just, throw your human emotions and all this to the wind and just sort of live within the radiant, ethereal, eternal light of the golden, radiance that blasts before your solar plexus. Why wouldn't you live in this if this is, well, maybe I just have a lot of faith in humanity, and I have a lot of faith in my humanity and my connection with the ethereal. With the celestial, with the skies, with nature. And that I'm to live my life in such a way that relieves suffering from the world. In any capacity, at any rate, at any scale. And sometimes, in order to do that, I'm to really tune in to that little boy in me that would be a peacemaker and would spread themselves so thin and would run to go and get someone a glass of water, or do silly shit like run over to the front of the grocery store where they got the automatic doors and hit him with the Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi I got the Force, but I force nothing, and I pop those doors open and I look over in a very charming, charismatic way over at the beautiful older woman right there, and say something like, I got the door for you, babe. I got the door for you. I probably wouldn't call him babe. I'd call him something else, like, I got you. I got you. Mm-hmm. Just some, silly shit like that. And that I think one of the craziest things about loving your neighbor, loving the Lord, attempting to be a more loving spirit, a more loving person, whatever kind of vernacular we want to use to talk about the same idea of just being a happier, healthier, more positive, more beneficial, harmonious human being in the communities we live in. Whatever sort of language we want to use to get to that idea together. It's sometimes we will, in our attempts to be more of what that image looks like in our mind, we end up trying to live up to some kind of ideal. We try and live up to a kind of persona or a molding of whatever this kind of person is. And that ends up not even being who we are. It's our idea of what a good person is. And then it's always just this carrot on a stick, this just orthogonal idea we never get to, because as we try and, like, you know, fill the role, or, you know, put our feet in the shoes of that and, like, assume the role of this character, it's just never us. It's never bespoke and tailored to who we are, and so we never really even feel the sort of love of ourselves anyway. It's like, when can we appreciate who we are as we are, and then just work backwards, you know, feel that love ourselves, and then it'll just sort of, you know, play out in all that we do, as opposed to, you know, not being that person already. Just always in the state of becoming, but never being. My shtick is the process of returning. The process of returning. It's always, because as we go through life, we're these wet towels or rags and anything that just goes around, and it's anything that goes around and just picks up debris. You know, this is who we are, especially when we consume things. When we're consuming things, we're going around and we're picking up various tidbits of debris. Some of them can be good and helpful for some time, especially to, like, kind of, but really what they always do for me, it's always a process of returning. And what is it returning to or from? It's a returning to who you actually are, who you feel most resonant with inside of your heart of hearts, as opposed to this persona or a character you want to display yourself as to the world. And the more we can find ourselves operating from a place of solidity, and that's to say, like, a place where there is authenticism, a place where there's a genuine feeling, whether you're wrong in the moment of things or what. I don't think you can, truthfully, I don't think you can be wrong if who you are is just, you know, there's very little filter. There's very little filter between, if there is a filter, it's, you know, whatever is between you and your communicative abilities are thin. And this is my favorite way to live my life from. It feels like the heart and the mind are together, and they're on the same page, and they're fucking with each other in the good sense. And they're building in the same direction, as opposed to the stuck, fucking retarded state of pulling against each other. Okay, so if they were, so help me out here. Are we able to, is this something you can figure out, or is this one of those koans? Is this one of those things that there is no sufficient answer to? Is this the question of God itself? Like, how it's unprovable. How if you say there is one, someone's gonna say there isn't. Or where's your proof? Or is it, you know, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, someone who sees beauty is gonna see the beauty. Someone who can't see it, well, fuck them. You know, they can't see it, and so why even try and persuade them? You know, who gives a fuck? I mean, I've tried to persuade people of various things all my life, and, you know, I may do that in the future still. I don't know. all I really can do is sort of like recommend various things that I found nice or helpful or useful, enjoyable, impactful, you know, to give a meaningful life experience, or you know, some kind of update, some kind of software update, you know, to fix the various bugs in your life. You know, I just hope that you're not of the nature that you find it disrespectful of me to give you some kind of software update. How dare you think I'm antiquated tech? How dare you? Sorry. Jesus Christ. I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. I didn't mean to get you into a state of impotent rage like that. That wasn't my intention. I just wanted to take the thorn out of your side, but I know pain makes people do some crazy shit. For instance, there have been times where, oh my God, dude, there have been times where I've just felt like pain. I felt crazy pain. And I have gone, like, have you ever seen those dudes who would do, like, martial arts on those, like, wooden frames with the wooden arms and shit? And they would just start, like, smacking their forearms against this wooden post, like, hard as hell. Like, whatever that sort of, like, martial art is called. I used to do that, dude, when I would get mad and I worked in a cooler, sometimes I would just start blasting my anger and my misery out at these things, at these inanimate boxes. Just like, as if these boxes were the catalyst to me sort of making all these decisions that I didn't want to make. Just feeling imprisoned in the life that I was in. And it's like, these boxes fall! Poof, 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 poof. And I've seen that, you know, the more and more I make decisions that kind of align with my heart-centric, you know, my heart steps into the minefield and is like, it's okay, this is just a regular field. You know, there's flowers and shit here. I don't know if, I think it's a regular field. I don't think there's any mines. I don't think this is a minefield. How about we just run around the field until... Dude, no one knows. They could all be minefields. Every single one of these fields, all of them could be minefields. Do we want to live our life in paranoia? Or can we just try and be okay? Maybe. Try. Let's just see what happens if we just put on the shoes of Hermes for a moment and just, you know, be brave, or, you know, have this ability for a moment. Let's just, you know, how about it? And then the mind's like, that sounds like a good idea. I kind of want to turn off for a little bit. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands. And... I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I remember. And earlier today, this was about anger. This little tidbit was about anger and rage. I mean, I used to lash out. Like, pain would be the sort of trigger. So if I stub my toe, or not even pain itself, but like maybe like something would fall, or like something, like I might like hit my elbow or my shoulder as I'm walking through a door frame or something like that. And it's like instantaneously, like rage would boil, immediate sort of boil and evaporation of something right there. Just immediate. And it's like, who am I even to be angry at in this moment? Why is it like this? And it's like, well, because I'm really going against a whole bunch of... I'm feeling pain. I'm feeling friction. I'm feeling tug of war, just like not everybody is in sort of on the same page on shit inside of me, inside of my decision-making matrix. And it's like, yo. And so there's just this, that's how it sort of reveals itself symptomatically, emotionally in my life. And today, interestingly enough, dude, I've got good news, bros. I've got good fucking news. I've been making good decisions in my life, and so these have been compounding for some time now. And because they've been compounding for some time now, that means that good decisions have led to other good decisions, which have led to other good decisions, which have revealed more good decisions to make. And I'm pretty happy about that, because it kind of goes against something I've been stuck in my life for some time, which is the kind of idea that it's kind of like, yep, Here's what it is. It's like, it's as if I was walking in the same cul-de-sac over and over. And then so my idea of life is like, yeah, guys, this is life. This is life, guys. This is, this is the tree. This is the tree. This is the bush. Yeah, dude, this is what life is. All of a sudden, I'm outside of the cul-de-sac. I'm making different decisions. I think I would go out and say that they're better decisions. I would go out and say that. And it's broken, it's decomposed the idea that life is I want to say the same, or I want to say reoccurring. I want to say something like that, like that life is just on repeat, that life is just some sort of like, reincarnation, just, it's the same over and over and over and over. It's just a rerun. Can't you see through the pattern? It's just a rerun. And instead of my life view being that such that it is a rerun, it feels like, holy shit, dude, we're making new episodes. And so that is dude, this is how people start believing in Jesus Christ. This is how people start falling into religions. It's because this thing that what their life once was is different than it is now. And so they being me in this case, it's like we're like fucking dumbfounded. We're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Where do I even direct this? Where do I direct this? Dude, if I just direct this, if I just give a high beam, just gratitude blast over at just like the dude that steps out from the driver's side part of his car, if he parked next to me, just blast that dude with ethereal gratitude and thankfulness, you would be surprised at how many misunderstandings you will get into with other people. A lot of people, we operate under fear principles. So it's like we're afraid of each other. And so even if you're like really happy or good natured or like innocent and just like, hey, I'm having a great time, I thought I'd just let you know, people will be like, fuck that guy, he put me on edge. Dude, what the hell? First of all, why are you looking at me? Look away. Dude, do I gotta defend myself right now? Like, you will be... So we say, fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Dude, I'm grateful for this fucking life. I'm thankful. Fuck it. God exists now. I love you, God. Thank you so much for everything. Lord in heaven above. Lord in heaven above. You have bestowed a boon. You have bestowed a boon upon the world. Thank you. God bless you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, twin. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Faux real. Anyway, Bo. Que lo que, mama cuevo. Shout out to Julio for that one. Taught me that one. He said you can only say that to your friends. So consider yourself friends. And not some kind of enemy that I'm trying to cholo. That I'm trying to out cholo. I'm trying to out machismo in this moment in time. I'm not. I'm just trying to play. I'm trying to have a little bit of fun, and maybe I can pull that out of you. And we could do a little tidbit of fun together. And we figure out the timing of that and the duration of that, and then we go our separate ways and, change the world. Experience by experience. Okay, is there anything that is to be said before I get out of here? Dude, I'm no good at endings. I'm no good at goodbyes. I'm no good at any of this because I'm a person of Genesis, okay? When I'm going, and I'm just generating. So for me to generate an end is kind of backwards in a way. Anybody who produces anything at all, it's like when things are going and things are moving and the water is flowing, you don't want to turn that off. That goes against your instincts of what feels good and what feels bad. And so generating an ending to these kinds of 3-part stories, beginning, middle, end, is it's definitely my least favorite part, I think. Because it's the part that's filled with the most pain, I think. Because it really is the part where I go back inside myself. Because right here, what is happening right here is I am expressing a variety of thoughts. And so I'm outside of my body. My mind is sort of on the table. My heart is sort of on the gas pedal, at the helm, at the steering wheel of things. They're like a rally car. They're like a rally car duo. Samuel! Sammy! Sammy, hit the brakes, Sammy! Samuel! Samir! And then when it's over, I transition to a new part of my life where it's like it's almost as if I have to start all over or just start from a new place. And and it's funny because for all the things that I vent out here and I develop a kind of like familiarity with the grounds, and it's like setting up my mind, setting up my heart, sort of like, positioning everything for my future, or just like whatever sort of event or activity I'm about to do. It's like, when I get out of here and this recording is ended and my keys are out of the ignition and I'm walking through the parking lot, it's like I feel, this is what I feel. I feel as obviously I have the freedom to walk through the parking lot, through the supermarket, and just talk to myself. Talk to God. Talk to the universe. But this is something that we all do. We go inside ourselves. We think, holy hell, if I do that, they're going to think I am crazy. Crazy. And so I suppose it comes down to, how crazy are we really willing to get with it, right? It's kind of crazy the extent that we sort of self-censor and restrict ourselves, right? It's kind of crazy how we all really believe in the consensus reality of what normal is at the societal level, at the communal level, between people and people and people. The ways that we will shut down our own sort of cultures, to appear rather normal or to have a position within some other culture in life. So that being said, things happen for you. Things don't happen to you. You don't need to think of change as something that's bad. I don't need to think that just because I'm enjoying myself in this moment in time, being open, expressive, doing something kind of creative, a little artistic, a little venti, a little emotional regulation, a little, whatever, the communicative, whatever this kind of, however you want to put it, this kind of thing right here, it doesn't mean that just because this ends or law of the universe, matter can't be created, destroyed, it can only change forms. And so this thing doesn't get destroyed, it simply transitions into another kind of thing. And so I don't need to worry about this thing ending and it sucking because I love it so much. It's like it's gonna just transform, and to the extent that I don't grasp and cling to what I once loved versus what will be, I can actually transition and enjoy the other side of the coin. If this is solar, if this is illuminating, if this is voluminous, if this is loud, if this is the positive image, if this is the black ink on the paper, dude, how about we find the ability to appreciate the paper? How about we find the ability to appreciate the darkness of the sky, of the night sky, the moon, the stars in the sky, the empty space that allows things to come out from, the soil that grows the trees, and see life as just one perpetual beautiful thing. That if we don't need to pick sides. What's your favorite color? Blue or yellow? It's like, dude, I like both of those colors, and I like both of those colors together. And sometimes I like them. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't need to choose. I don't need to answer your yes or no questions in a yes or no fashion. I'm beyond this. Boom. Mic drop. Okay. I love you. I love you very much. I know you can't say it, but, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Hey. You don't got to say it back. Love you. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit him with the pre-fight routine, and then I'm gonna bob and weave and dodge and dip and dive, and I'm gonna hit him with the 1-2. I'm gonna hit him with the 1-2-3. I'm gonna hit him with the Saijo Gu. Saijo Gu. And I'm a blast, dude. I'm gonna punch a hole in the universe just to get this message to you. Okay, we'll be talking. All right. See you next time. Take care, everybody.